Testing, testing.
You need a second?
I don't see it jumping.
Shoulders back.
Just look relaxed, you're fine. And we're rolling.
I think that most people have 3 careers in their lifetime. I think when we start out after college or after high school, we think this is what we're going to do, this is what we planned on, this is what we studied, and we move forward with that sort of trajectory in mind. But life tends to throw us curveballs, as you know, and sometimes we don't end up where we started. And I think that most people do this 3 times. I did. I was an attorney, and then I was a stay-at-home mom, and now I'm a writer. Did I want to be all 3 of these things? No, the answer is no. I wanted to be an attorney since the time I was young, since I was a teenager. I had no intention of having children. I had no intention of publishing books, but I had children. And when I had the kids, that's when I started writing. They were so funny. So I started writing down everything that they did and everything that they said. And it just took off from there. I enjoyed writing. It made me feel good. It was therapy. My favorite thing about being an author is the writing. I sat down yesterday and was editing my second book. This is my 3rd draft of my second book. And I kind of got lost in it. And I wrote and wrote and wrote. And I found myself so happy. And I went back and read what I had written, and it was good. That is the part that I enjoy the most, is being able to articulate these lives of fictional characters that are in my head. As an attorney, I had to write. Being a law student, you had to write. Being a lawyer, my first couple of years practicing, I had to write. I had to write briefs. I had to articulate arguments and be able to make sure people would understand it when they read it. I think I had a real problem with legal writing because I like to use adjectives, and legal writing just involves facts. I think that led me to the point I'm at today. As a parent, I was able to create this character, this teenage character, because I myself had teenagers at the time. And I was able to take their actions and their attitudes and influence is with that. And as a parent, as you'll see in the second book, where the parents have to make a decision. They have to decide how far they would go to save their children. I think that's something that resonates with most parents. How far would you go? I think for a large part of this, it sat in a box under a desk because I was raising kids. And I didn't have time to figure out how to get it published. I had submitted it to a couple of agents and got turned down, which is not unusual, but I didn't have the time for it. I didn't have the mental bandwidth to deal with rejection while I was raising 2 teenagers, so I put it away. But when my youngest left for college, that's when I decided to take it out, wipe off the cobwebs, and publish. Bliss Creek, for me, is in New Braunfels. Have you ever been to Wurst Fest? Okay, and you know the river and the waterfall? That's what I picture. And I picture the market underneath one of the tents where they have the bands. That's Bliss Creek to me. The character is, I think my daughter had a large influence on that. How many more adventures can we expect of Iz? I can't answer that. At least 2 more. If I'm able to wrap it up in the third book, it will be 3, but I'm having a hard time landing that plane in the third one. So there might be 4 or 5. Besides Bliss Creek, I do have quite a few books in the queue. I have ideas that I've mulled around, and I have my little journal that I keep notes of ideas that I have. And I've also written 2 other books. They're more memoirs than fiction. So I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you can find me on my website at alwillingham.com. You can buy my book on Amazon. Thank you.
For a picture, you want to hold your book there? There. Laura, can you move that?
Here, I can read it too. About that.
Yes.
I can't see anything that's on that page. There they are.